And it's always nice to see a familiar face. Monika is back. She previously represented Lithuania back in 2015, part of a duo that now she gets to do it all by herself. Song is titled Stay. She wanted to write a song about how important it is to pause and come back to yourself. And some lines in the song relate to the Lithuanian folk sutras, speaking about a yearning for hearing a voice of our heart more and more. She's in the second semifinal, by the way, slot number 15, the second to last entry of the night. And let me just say, get it out of the way, to me, such an improvement from a 2015 entry. And the song that always gives me like cavity, like love, love, round and round and round. No, that wasn't for me then. Like here, I can feel the effort that was put into the song. I really enjoy it. It's mid-tempo, a little slower maybe, but it's just a dangerous place to be in, always in a competitive environment, but I'm kind of vibing with it. And it goes into a similar category that I put Grease in yesterday, where the question is, will the song make me want to vote for it? Like, there's no denial here. I like it. In a semi where it's 100% televote setup, you need to be on the top of people's list to get any points. To me, it's always thinking, oh, this is a nice fifth place for me. So not actually would call for it, but I also want to say, Monika, what really makes a difference, please bring the backup vocalist with you to Liverpool. It really made such an impact to me. It sounds way better live. It creates an intimacy that I just really appreciated. I remember like John Lundvik in 2019, Too Late for Love, the studio version was just so meh. But then live, I was like, oh, yeah. So I could see a similar effect here as well. It would make the song performance stand out. So overall, it's a good song. Again, it's in a similar bucket as I mentioned earlier. I wanted to put it in the great bucket. So I cannot wait for Liverpool. Connor, go ahead.
Well, I'm watching the chat go through, and boy, I feel bad because I disagree with everyone in the chat, and I agree with you, Matt, that this song, for some strange reason, and a reason that perhaps I cannot define, has left an impression on me. And I think that it's part because of Monika and the charisma that she has on stage. I think if you think back to the original version of the entry when it first competed in Panorama's Now Show, I would have said, yeah, no, that's not super impressionable, because the descant chorus was just oohing or eyeing or something. But as it progressed through the final and they changed up and they warmed up the stage, they gave it that cool like cultural iconography. They changed it and they put that Lithuanian text chant into the chorus. It just has been getting, and it's been growing slowly and slowly on me. So this is a song that I do listen to fairly often. I do really enjoy it. And, this may just be an us thing, that maybe we are just like so in love with the song that we don't represent the popular opinion. But this is a song that I'm excited about. I'm getting vibes of when I was excited for Lithuania 2018. And really not a ton of people were talking about that song. And then I just still think back to that song, and even though they are no longer together, I'm like, wow, this gives me chills. I'm feeling...
I didn't know that. Oh, you just broke my heart. Oh, they ruined.
Sorry, they're no longer together. That was a while ago. But I get that same like build-up feeling of like, I'm so excited to see this live, and I know that I'm going to have a positive reaction to it. So,
okay. Yeah. No, that's fair. James.
All right. Matt actually brought them up, the backing singers. Has anyone looked into, does the country of Lithuania have a relationship with Fiorella LaGuardia High School in New York City? Because so many of their graduates end up performing at Lithuania's national final.
Really?
Yeah, another one, Alan Chico's backup dancer. Oh, that was a backup dancer for Your Cure. He was from that high school as well. So anyway, just a curious odd fact there. Also, as well, yeah, I see all these comments coming in negative, and they think based on all that my reviews about women ones in the past that I'd agree with them. However, I agree with you two on this one. I think this is a wonderful track. I love the start where it's sort of a melancholy, and then you go into the first person. It sort of brightens, becomes warm as she sees the healing and embraces it. So I think lyrically, thematically, it is it's a winner for me, because normally a lot of these types of ballads that we get at Eurovision national selections, they tend to wallow in the pain rather than do something about it and embrace it. And I also agree, it's much better than her last time she was here, and just a much more mature performance. And again, this is why I sort of think the peak age for a Eurovision artist is more 26 to 33, rather than, we're seeing all these countries now sending 18 to 21s, and they kind of flop, and they take the experience hard. So, but yeah, this one, I just love it.
I thought, just to pick up on what you just said there, actually, James, because I met her in Barcelona, and very nice, because I briefly talked to her before we started recording the interview, and I asked her, like, it's so good to see you. We're going to talk just briefly about your last song and how you evolved. And it's like, I would love to hear from you. I'm like, what? No, just before we go live, like, do you think I have changed? I have matured? And I was like, yeah, I think everything vocally, it's just a joy to witness that. I said, because I meant it, actually. So it was interesting how you pointed that out. She's actually was very interested in like some feedback on that as well, because it's exactly how she feels as well, where she is as a singer. So that being said, let's jump into the points, and then we'll look at some of the comments. I think I went first, right? So let me give you my score, and that is I'm in standby mode, and really, to put this high up in my ranking, I still like it very much. For now, I'm giving it 7 points. 7 points to Lithuania. Connor.
Very nice. Well, I was going to jump in and say, for those who are worried, she is bringing those same vocalists with her to Liverpool. And in fact, all of those vocalists, I believe, are actually Londonites, who she knows from her vocal coach. I don't know. It's a very long story. We won't get into it. For the score and for this song, again, I really do enjoy it. It does give me the feels. I gave it a solid 8 out of 10.
Ooh. James.
Apologies for that. I thought I must have got my wires crossed with someone else's backing singer. So, yeah, sorry about that. As for score, I also gave this one an 8.
Oh, okay. I'm the Debbie Downer here. Who would have thought? So, the chat and us, we have a little bit of a disagreement here, and we've had several disagreements between us and the rest of Team United. Is this going to happen again? There's only one way to find out. So, Team United gives Lithuania. Trying to find it. Hang on. Oh, that's Czechia. 10 place, 6.84. So actually lowered. So the rest of the team has it a little lower than we do. James, penny for your thought.
It's about where I expected. Yeah, some of those kids kind of hired, also a little immature as well. So I expected them to kind of nuke it a bit. But yeah, I knew there'd be a few of us around who appreciate Monika classing up the place a bit.
Yeah. How about you, Connor?
I don't know why you are so focused on our new members. As if their taste is so different. No, I think that this is descriptive of the overall opinion relative. I think that there are people who really do enjoy it and people who are just fine about it. I've yet to hear someone who objectively would give it somewhere between a 0 to a 2. Which is good for a song. You either have a mild reaction to it, an okay reaction, or a positive reaction. So should she deliver, that score could pull up a little bit, but I'm not 100% surprised, because it's not the Swedens, Australias, and Serbia is out there where people are just spamming on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok about this song.
But it does have Lithuania is known for almost always being in the televote top 10 because they have a very prominent diaspora. And that's why I bring up this question here. Oh, that was not the one I wanted to bring up, but let's say it anyway. Ruben React. I love Lithuania. They put the NS on YouTube every week. It's always a journey. They cut it a little bit in Lithuania. So, but yeah, this was the first year I actually watched it because it was always just a little much for me. But this one I wanted to bring up. The song will not even pass to the final. Lithuania's in the second semifinal. James, you first. Where do you think Lithuania's chances stand right now in terms of qualification?
I'm a little bit more optimistic than Rodrigo, mostly because this year there's a lot less ballads of this sort. If this was a few years ago, I'd say, oh, yeah, she might struggle because, there's not too many of these kinds of songs this year. There's a wacky diversity of acts here, and, the Chardonnay and cheese board set watching Eurovision might take to this one and come out in droves for it. We see that all the time with the Il Volos of this world, like just everyone over 35 just like get to the phone and vote. So I think there is room. There's a segment that's untouched genre-wise that she could take advantage of and might help get her enough televotes to the final.
Yeah. Connor, real quick, you think Lithuania will go through?
I think that it has a very strong chance because it's in semifinal 2. Semifinal 1, it would be a struggle. But they have enough variance, and I think the field is so very open in semifinal 2 that pending a complete disaster of a staging or maybe her getting sick the week of the live show, I'd say that she has a pretty strong chance. It depends on how everyone else delivers, though.
Yeah. If I was a Eurovision performer for the 2 weeks before you go for rehearsal, I would probably just quarantine myself just to prevent that from happening. I'm always like, it's scary. But I wouldn't call it a guaranteed qualifier, but I actually more confident saying that it's a likely qualifier to me. I just know running order, the vibe, the friendly votes they'll get. I just see that as a very likely qualifier to me, actually, Lithuania. But we shall see.